Hello, thanks for joining us today. This is Rudy Hayes, your Sin City connoisseur inside my house, so I'd like to welcome you today to my home. Today, we're going to be making pancakes. I have this great recipe for some great buttermilk pancakes. And get this, we're going to make our own buttermilk. So go ahead, sit back and relax, and watch me show you how to make these delicious buttermilk pancakes. Stay with us. Here are the ingredients that we're going to need today to make our delicious buttermilk pancakes. You're going to need 1 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavor, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, a dash of salt, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 4 tablespoons of butter melted, 1 egg, 1 cup of flour, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, and we're back, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to mix our pancake batter right here. Okay. And to make our buttermilk, this is what we need to do. We need to take the 1 cup of milk and add the 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and you're going to stir that up, and you're going to let that sit on the side for about 5 minutes while we put the other ingredients together. The first thing I want you to do is take that cup of milk and let it sit on the side. In the meantime, I've incorporated all my dry ingredients. I have the flour, I have the salt, I've got the baking powder, I've got the baking soda, and I have the sugar. And I got that in the bowl, and we're going to go ahead and mix everything up in there. Now, I'm going to incorporate the melted butter. Go. Put that there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our egg. Now what I've done is I take my teaspoon of vanilla flavor and I just put it in with the egg. And we'll go ahead and we'll drop that into the mix. Like that. Now we're going to take this milk and we're going to go ahead and incorporate that in the mix. So luckily I've had mine already sitting. So we're going to go ahead and pour that into the bowl. All right, and there you have it. Everything's in there. We're going to go ahead and mix that up. Just stir it very lightly. And as you see, your batter is going to begin to thicken up right there. And that's what we want, right there. Now at this point, if you think your batter's too thick, you can always add a little bit of milk to thin it out. Now this right here, I think I'm going to add just about another tablespoon of milk. Hold on 1 second, get that out here. We're going to add a little bit of milk to that. I like mine to be a little smooth and with a little more consistency, because what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up and we're going to put this in the refrigerator and we're going to let it sit overnight. Now once it sits overnight, in the morning it's going to thicken up a little bit more, but that's going to be fine. That's the way we want it, and that's going to give us that fluffiness that we're looking for in our pancakes. Okay, so we don't want to overstir the mix too much. Go ahead, that's good. Knock that out. And we're going to go ahead and scoop this up and put it into a bowl and a container, and we're going to refrigerate this overnight. Alrighty. We're going to bring this bowl. We're going to put our batter in it. Alright, now I'll tell you, this is going to yield you about 12 pancakes. And if you want more, say you got more people, all you do is go ahead and double everything in the recipe, and that'll yield you about 24 pancakes, and so on and so on, till you get the number that you comfortable with for your guests. All right, so we've got that batter in here. That looks good. That looks good. Now what's going to happen is this is going to sit overnight. there you go. Smooth pancake batter. We're going to go ahead and put a top on that. And you'll notice in the morning after it sits that it's going to rise a little bit. All you need to do is stir it up, and we're going to fry them up. So put that in the fridge so we can sit. And I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Now we got our pancake batter ready to make here, and we're going to make these delicious buttermilk pancakes. The batter's been sitting overnight for about 6-7 hours. And our batter is perfect. We're at the right consistency to make these fluffy buttermilk pancakes. So let's go ahead and get them on the grill. Our grill here is hot and ready. I got my temperature set at about 325 degrees. I've also just put a little bit of oil on my griddle here. That helps with the coloring of the pancakes. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of the mix. We got one right there. And we got another one right here. Now, as you notice, that mix is really thick when it goes on the grill, but that's all gonna help you with getting the perfect pancake. And by that I mean a circular pancake. So we're gonna go ahead and let that cook. Now we're gonna let it cook for about 1 minute until we see it bubble, you know, on the center and in the edges, and on the edges, sorry. And we're gonna flip it. And we're actually going to use a real pancake spatula. Now the reason I use a pancake spatula is that it's better for flipping pancakes. The regular spatulas can sometimes stick to the edges, or you go to put it in and the pancake is not ready, so you end up ripping it or it falls apart. This way, the design of this pancake spatula, you're sure to get the whole pancake when you flip it. So we're gonna let that cook up and start to bubble, and we'll go ahead and flip it. And we're gonna hang in here through the cooking process so you can see that bubbling when it starts to form. Okay. So as you can see, our pancake has started to bubble, and I'm telling you, that's rising up nicely. It's firming up, it's holding its shape. We're bubbling here on the edges. We're beginning to bubble here in the middle. We're gonna let it bubble a little bit more before we turn it, because we wanna make sure our center of the pancake is cooked thoroughly. All right, perfect. We're ready to turn this pancake. Let's do it. Beautiful. Look at that coloring around the edge. Look at that pancake. We're gonna do the other side here. We're gonna go for about 40 seconds, 45 seconds before we flip it again or take it off the grill. But we're gonna do, you can even do up to a minute. But usually when you give it a good cooking on that first flip, it's not too bad. When you get to the other side, it's gonna cook up faster, because basically when it's bubbling, you're actually kind of pre-cooking that other side. So we're basically flipping it over to brown. All right, so we're ready to go ahead and taste our finished product. And we're gonna get a piece of that here and get all of that syrup on there. Delicious. No other words to describe it. Fluffy. Perfect. You know, there's an old saying out there. As long as you eat things that are made by men in white coats in laboratories, you'll continue to see men in white coats in the hospital. This is made from scratch, made at your home, and it's wonderful. Perfect. You got to make these as soon as possible. You're going to love them. You won't have pancakes any other way. Trust me. We want to thank you for being with us today here with the Sin City Connoisseur, and we're going to see you next week. Eat well.